Alright guys, so I've got a scenario for you. Okay, so it is late November. It is during still the gun season, still in Arkansas. The gun season's still on. I have not killed a buck this year at all. I have killed a doe in another state, but and I believe my daughter had also killed a deer, and so we have meat in the freezer. Well, this is at my place. This is one of our stands. It's actually right up over my shoulder here, that we all hunt in pretty regularly. I don't get to hunt it a lot, but I do get to hunt it some. So I'm out there. It's pouring rain. We've had a cold front come in, and it's an evening hunt, and hadn't seen anything up to this point. And then the next thing I know, I look over and I see what looks like a deer standing there. Well, I take the camera, I zoom in, and sure enough, there is a buck standing there. And what you see with the video camera is pretty much what I see through my scope. Now, this deer is approximately 100 yards, give or take a few yards. As you can see, he's straight away facing me. He's not quartering either way. I can see his chest and neck area good through my scope, but his face is partial, and then his rack is partially blocked. But you can see by the footage, it looks like this is a fairly nice deer. And you know, the policy at my house, you know, when we hunt our property here at home, is I only shoot a deer that I think is 4.5 or older, which is pretty difficult to do. We got quite a bit of pressure, especially during gun season around us. So, but that's something we started way back there. I just decided that we want to try to let these deer grow, and in the past it's worked for us. We've had some success killing some good deer, and so there's the scenario. I've got this buck. He has come in. He slipped in on me. I did not see him come in, and he is completely still. I know all of us have seen that. It's been hunting anytime. You know, you'll see a buck come in and they'll freeze when they actually hear something or they see something. Well, this scenario is, it's like I said, it's pouring rain. The buck is froze, but he does not move anything. I mean, I don't get an ear flip, a tail flip, you know, a leg. He don't move his head. He don't do anything. So here I am, 270s aimed at him. I got him in camera. I've got a pretty good shot at the vitals, even though it's 100 yards facing me with a 270 with a rest. That's usually not a problem. So I have to decide, do I shoot? Okay, you know, 2 buck tags still I have not filled in the state of Arkansas. I've only killed 1 deer with a bow, and it was a doe, and earlier in the season. So, you know, what do I do? And the better question would be, what would you do? I know everybody's situations and scenarios are different, but if it's November 27th, towards the end of gun season, you have not killed a buck, would you have taken the shot? Now, with that said, me knowing, you know, that I only try to take a deer that's 4.5 years or older, what do I do? And so here's how the scenario folds out. I decide that I'm going to wait for the buck to move. Okay, so that way I can tell for sure what he is. Like I said, I'm zoomed in with the camera. I'm in on him with the scope of my 270, and all I can see is his chest and neck area, and partial his face and partial his rack. And you can tell by looking that it looks like he's got a really nice rack, but I just don't know for sure. So here's what I did. I elect to wait. I tell myself I'm not going to shoot this deer until he takes a step. So I'm going to wait him out. Well, as you can see, the footage keeps getting darker and darker. With this rain, we got a heavy cloud cover and rain. You know, it's getting dark early, and this deer still does not move. He stays completely still the entire time. At one point, he finally moves one of his legs, just subtle. So, you know, I do know this deer's not, you know, a zombie. I mean, he's actually alive. But that was the longest I've ever seen a buck stand there and not offer any other kind of look at him. He just stood there. He was locked on something across the field, and he would not move. So I elected to wait him out, and it's a good thing that I did, because look, when he finally turns his head after about 5 minutes, this deer is just a little small deer, and it just looked like, the way he was standing, that, man, he had he was going to be a really nice buck, probably mature, just couldn't tell. Thank goodness I waited. Now, with that said, it's not always about antlers. I realize that. It's a lot of times it's about venison. My freezer was full. This is at my place, so I elect to be very selective, because we do try to do a quality deer management program here, to where we let the young ones walk. However, I don't hold my kids back. If they want to shoot something, I let them shoot it. But in this scenario, I waited, and I am glad I waited, because I never really did get a good look at the deer, because I'm losing light so fast. But it looked like it was maybe a forked horn, 6-point at best, and it did not look like it through the scope. It looked like he had everything he needed. So the question is, what would you have done? Comment below and let me know what you guys would have done. Shoot me a like if you like this video, but I need to know what your guys' reaction would have been to this. Would you have got him in the scope and, yep, he's good, boom? Or would you have done like I did and waited it out? And, thankfully I did that, because it was a young deer. But anyway, yeah, you guys let me know what you think about that. I something a little different. I just kind of want to know what everybody's reaction would be. So thanks. God bless.